Okay, so you guys did a nice job writing this program. Tell me, can you tell me how it works?
So we have trials is 1,000, so that's the number of runs we're doing.
Okay.
Max flips is 1,000, and that's just the maximum number of flips that we do. And if it's higher than that, we just stop and move on.
Okay, so how did you choose 1,000 for your maximum number of flips?
Well, it's almost never going, it's not almost never going to take 1,000 flips to get 4 heads in a row. I mean, I think the highest we saw in our data, I think is the 134 there.
134?
143.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so you're well.
So it's well beyond what we're going to see. So we're not going to accidentally cut short anything. Like if we said the max was 50 or something, then we would, you can see, we'd cut out a bunch.
Yeah, I don't think those are on screen right now, but yeah. So, okay. Choosing that, you do have to be careful, but in this case, you do have reason to believe it. Remember our Archer problem, where sometimes we would see numbers that were averages that were 50,000, all of a sudden we would get 10 million.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You do have to be careful that you're not in a situation like that.
Mm-hmm.
But here we do have reason to believe that it's not going to go forever.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Number flip is the table that we make with all of the different maximum trials it takes to get 4 heads in a row. We just make a table with all those values.
Yeah.
Flip is when we're actually flipping the coin, and in this case we said 1 was heads and 2 was tails, so it didn't accidentally break anything.
Okay, 1 was heads, 2 was tails. Okay.
So then we have a for loop that runs
Here, you can use this as a pointer.
trials, many trials.
Okay.
Sequence counter it counts the number of flips you make until you get 4 heads.
Okay, nice.
And then this inside for loop actually flips the coin repeatedly. So you flip it, then if the flip is a head, it increases. If it's tails, it goes back to 0, because you automatically fail.
Nice.
And if it reaches 4, you in the ith spot, you input J, which was the number of flips we had to do.
Okay.
And then J is max flips, just stops the program running.
Well, it stops the loop.
This loop.
Yeah, so okay, if we get 4 in a row, 4 heads in a row, we set our number of flips for that trial to be however many flips it took.
Just to stop the loop.
And then we stop the loop with this J equals max flips, because we're going up to max flips.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. That's fine. And then so I'll pull up the data that you had when you did your 1,000 runs here. So this is sort of all the 1,000 runs. We kind of printed them out.
Mm-hmm.
And then we made a nice little histogram. I made it have 100 buckets when I did the histogram. But let me make it have slightly less, maybe 50. That's a little bit easier to see. And we can see, still not quite on screen.
Yeah,
We can see the mean was about 30.
Yep.
Just a little over 30, which is kind of what
expected.
we were expecting, which is nice. But tell me about this distribution.
So rather than looking like a complete normal distribution, this one doesn't actually look too much like a normal distribution.
Right, yeah.
This half looks kind of similar to one, but then it drops off pretty quick, and it's not an abrupt cutoff. It does look like it's just dropping off.
Yeah.
You see, there's a lot more actually that are less than 30. There's you can see here is 30, but the highest point is actually around 10.
Interesting.
But these low amounts out here make up for that.
Yeah, so tell you what, let's see what the max was. Max number flip was 188. So it was like you got 200 was the
So we do
maximum.
get cut off.
And the minimum was 4.
And the minimum was 4. So That's fine. We're 5 times the. So we weren't running up against that 1,000.
Yeah.
But tell you what, let's run it. Let's run 100,000 trials now. You think we'll still be okay at 1,000?
I think so.
Yeah. It's
Okay.
gonna be very unlikely to get above that.
All right. So let's run that. Oh shoot.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry.
Don't think we want to generate that table.
No, I don't want to generate that table. Abort. Where is abort? Yeah, I don't want to print out the table. Let's just delete that. Okay. There we go. 100,000 trials now. All right, so it's done. Maybe we'll do back to 100 buckets because now we have 100,000 data points. So 100 buckets ought to be enough. All right, so now we have a nice smooth
Really
distribution.
smooth curve.
Better put it on screen. Oh, and look, the
29.
maximum was 367.
So it never even got close to the max.
So it about doubled when we multiplied by 100.
Yeah, interesting.
And the average is still around 30.
The average is still around 30, just what we thought. And maybe I could even make this have with 100,000 data points. Maybe we could do 300 buckets and.
That's interesting. Like the first bucket.
That's 4.
Oh yeah, I'm dividing it up into buckets, but I really don't have a lot of those buckets, so that probably is indeed 4, which we expect to be 1/16 of the time.
So, well, 6,000 times 16 is
Yeah.
pretty close.
So that's what this distribution looks like.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, so my mistake. I should have made it had 200 buckets. Maybe. There, that's a little bit a better description of the data.
Yeah.
Cool. So I do have one last question that we're gonna not program, but we'll talk about for the last video.
All right.